price, someone says a lower price, but in the long run you're going to be accumulating on a dollar cost average basis. That's going to look very, very attractive as the price of the precious metals go higher in the years ahead.
James, I just want to make the point here that we've seen a tremendous drop-off in bullish sentiment, as you know, as we had this correction in gold and silver, and it was very sharp, the fall-off in the bulls. People, investors, traders, they just don't seem to believe in this rally, but they will before it's over.
Yeah, I agree with you, Eric. You know, when you're early in a bull market, there's a lot of disbelief as to what's really happening. People will go for the exits quickly after the little pullback. It's only at the end of a bull market that people stay in the market much too long. So the fact that you did see this sharp drop in the bullish sentiment indicators is really sort of positive way I view that market.
Today, bring up Max Kaiser because Max has really been promoting the fact, of course, the inventor of the Hollywood Stock Exchange system and journalist with BBC and RT, you name it, MaxKaiser.com. Obviously, for those that don't know, I just want to let you in on the fact he's been flogging the idea of buy silver, crash JP Morgan. I know he's a big supporter of the Gold Antitrust Committee, but GATA's treasurer put out a little article a few days ago saying, look, what Max is doing is positive. It'll show that they're manipulating the silver market down. It'll probably drive it up, but that JP Morgan can cover this. So I wanted to get your response to that article and see if you disagree with them.
Yeah, hi, Alex. Cover it with what? What are they going to cover that with?
Well, most of the market, they say, is covered in cash.
Yeah. So if they increase the cash supply to cover their liabilities, what happens to the value of the cash?
Yeah, but we're talking about trillions of cash being pumped out a month, so $3.5 billion pumped out. I mean, I'm not poo-pooing what you're saying. I'm just throwing it out there that overall it's positive.
No, I'm talking about $3.5 billion. Listen, the over-the-counter silver market is published by the Bank of International Settlements is $200 billion is dedicated over-the-counter short silver contract. JP Morgan is half of that. That's $100 billion. That's 3.3 billion ounces of silver they are short. Every dollar silver goes up.
Okay, but just last week then I misunderstood. What's the $3.5 billion then?
What's that?
What's the 3.3 or 3.5 billion?
Every dollar silver goes up. The JP Morgan sits with 3.3 billion on their balance sheet. Every dollar for silver. Silver goes up $10. That's $33 billion to JP Morgan. Their whole market cap is $150 billion.
Okay, so you're saying, and I guess that would mean that GATA article is wrong because they're only looking at the $3 billion or so. Please continue.
Well, yeah, I talked with Chris Powell of GATA about this, and a couple of other people have made a comment that JP Morgan was bailed out. They're bailed out with what? U.S. dollars. If you keep bailing it, what's happening to the dollars becoming diluted? Why are people buying gold and silver? Because the U.S. keeps bailing out banks.
Well, I mean, just to be clear, Max, I had you on to promote this, and I think you're a great guy. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just injecting debate into this. Please continue.
No, I'm just pointing out the obvious. If you cover your short with paper money, the value of that money is debased even more.
Well, it certainly exposes that they're suppressing the price of silver.
Yeah, well, why is the price going up? Because everybody around the world is buying gold and silver, in particular silver. Since I was on your show when we started this Google bomb 3.5 weeks ago, it's up 11%. That's an annualized return of over 100%. It was up earlier today 13% from when I was on your show. So this idea that you've got GATA, Gold Antitrust Action Committee, simultaneously working to expose the shorts in the silver market, and then kind of hedging themselves a bit, saying that, well, we are trying to, JP Morgan and HSBC are now the subject of an investigation for manipulating the market as part of a lot of the work from GATA and Ted Butler and all the work that's been done. And now there's an open investigation for manipulating the silver market. And so he, I think, is fearful of a collapsed banking system. He's expressed to me privately that he's afraid that if this thing takes off, that banks around the world will collapse. He's fearful of that. And my point is...
Well, the banks are collapsing our society, so you know what? They want to take me down, I'll take them down with me.
Well, that's my point. We're going to go down anyway. So, I mean, Chris Powell at GATA is trying to have his cake and eat it too. He wants to expose the fraudsters, but he doesn't want too much damage to the banking system. My point is that we've got to take down these banking cartels because they are holding us hostage.
Yeah, we've got to get on the offense, and you know what? Justice be done. May the heavens fall.
People are buying this thing all over the world. As you see, this thing has gone viral. We launched it on your show with the Google bomb on the 11th of November. The silver is climbing. I'm getting... I'll do a press release with you. The company hasn't released this yet. There's a company in the Pacific Northwest that's going to market... They put an initial order in for 10,000 pure silver coins to crash JP Morgan buy silver, that they'll be available. Now, my involvement is zero. I have no consideration at all with the company. I said you have free use of my name and my image. You have free use. If you feel that this is going to help the cause, then so be it. So they're going to launch a global silver coin. It's going to be...
Well, you should just tell all the silver coin stampers to go with buy silver, crash JP Morgan.
I have. I released my name and image for anyone to go forward with a campaign like this. I just got an email from a group in Poland that's now using this campaign as part of their thing. And I said, look, we've all got to be in this together, but I have no tie to these things at all.
Wow, if this is successful, which it looks like it's starting to be, nothing succeeds like success. It's pretty scary that this radio show would be the Cape Canaveral launch pad to fire Max Kaiser into the heart of the New World Order.
Right, and to crush JP Morgan. And I want to bring up an interesting point. Actually, Stacy, who's got really good contacts in London, where Julian Assange is currently located, she was talking to her contacts over there. She's very close with the people over at the Frontline Club, which is the premier journalist club in London, and they know Julian very well, and they know what's going on. She has great contacts. And she was pointing out to me something very, very interesting. You know, basically, the banks lynched Julian Assange when they cut off his Visa card, his MasterCard, his PayPal account. We've seen here the first example of an electronic banking lynching. They lynched him. They pushed him.
No, it shows the global control grid. Please continue.
Yeah, it's exactly what it does show. Any of these credit card companies, they don't have to go through the rule of law or the legal system at all. They just take you off the grid. MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, they simply said, you're no longer on the grid. And this is why today, and this is what the talk in London is today. Today we're seeing relative strength in the dollar. Because today, for the paper cartel, for the plastic pushers, the Visa, the MasterCard, the jet pushers, this was a victory today to put Julian Assange in front of the magistrate.
And he's going to jail because a feminist didn't like the fact that he had sex with her afterwards because she was jilted. I mean, so now in Europe, you go to jail if a woman has consensual sex with you and she's a feminist because they consider all sex rape. Boy, I tell you, these are liberals. Keep me away from them. Max Kaiser, stay there.
Crash, JP Morgan, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver.
being at the head of pushing this, let me tell you, if you are successful, this mafia, I'd imagine, is going to send a hit team over to your house. And I'm serious. I'm serious.
This is Bernanke, man. Bernanke, you're going down.
The game of secrecy is over.
SilverSurferRadio.
Crash, JP Morgan, buy silver, 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 buy silver.